So this is kind of how, let me minimize that. This is kind of how today's going to go really quickly. This is, sorry, there's a little delay. So this is our agenda. We did our getting to know you. I'm going to go through kind of what is Mesa United Way and what we do, some of our programs, our outcomes, and the people that we support. John is going to go through a toolkit that we created that's online that can help you guys run a super successful workplace campaign. Nadia is going to give us a little game if we're still on time and we have time for that. I will go quickly through it, the ECL campaign guide that is online, and just talk a little bit about a timeline and goals for campaign. Hoping to keep this like an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes. Just so I know everybody's busy and has tons to do. So that's kind of the way we go. Because I can't see you, if you have a question, if you'll just raise your hand, I think that'll show up on my screen. If not, there will be time for questions at the end. So write down your question or put it in the chat box and we can grab it. So we are Mesa United Way, and we want to know what's your why. We're going to discuss a little bit about our why, but I want you during this presentation to think about your why. So Mesa United Way has been in this community for almost 100 years. This 2021-22 is going to be our 100-year anniversary. So we've been in lots of different versions of ourselves. And in the 70s, when United Way really became a solid entity, we joined United Way. So 100 years ago, we were just coming out of another pandemic, and we knew that there were a lot of needs. Well, I personally didn't, because I'm not 100 years old, but the folks that had started this movement knew that there were some issues, and they came together with business and government, religious organizations, and other nonprofits to meet the needs of people at risk. There were just people that didn't have enough of anything to provide for their families, and they wanted to solve this problem. We are passionate about innovation and better ways to help people wherever they are in their journey. And the focus areas that we focus on are health, education, and financial stability. So this is how your donations are used with Mesa United Way. We generally fill a gap in the safety net. So we create programs that serve those that are not already being served by somebody else. So Helen's Hope Chest is one of those examples. It's a foster care program. We'll talk a little bit more about it. Foster 360 came out of that. Mesa Veterans Resource Center, 12 Books and VITA, and Americorps. And the other thing that we do is we financially support other nonprofits' innovative and effective programs. So we'll talk a little bit more about all of those things, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview. So these are some of, we're going to go over some of our programs really quickly. So I'm assuming it's the left of your screen, it's the left of my screen, are some of the outcomes from last year. This is part of our outcomes report, so you're welcome to take a look at those outcomes. But Helen's provides more than just clothing for kids in foster care. We want to make sure that every child that comes in feels confident and accepted and dignified. We want to make sure that they are able to choose things that they love and that make them feel confident and powerful. Many of these children have not been given that opportunity. They either have hand-me-downs or somebody just gives them something. So we want them to have that experience. We make sure that the clothes that we give are new or like new and are current and stylish. We also provide birthday, Christmas presents, books, and backpacks to school-aged kids, and anything that we can. Sometimes shampoo, diapers, blankets, anything that we have, we're willing to share. A program that recently, in the last year and a half, has come out of Helen's Hope Chest is Foster 360. So we knew that there were a lot of aging out foster kids that were kind of being left out. They turned 18, they aged out of foster care. There's lots of services provided for them, but nobody to kind of help them, and they're really frustrated. So our core mission is to transform lives for the long run. So we train our staff to create cultivating and loving relationships. And then these staff members are called navigators, and they're part advocate and part coach. And then they walk these kids through all of these resources And as time goes on, they step back a little bit, almost like a parent. These kids, a lot of them have been in group homes their whole lives, or a lot of their lives, and so they don't really have a parent model. So we want to hold their hand for a while and then watch them walk on their own. So our main job is preparing kids to build successful, fulfilling lives. And we have a project that is in conjunction with House of Refuge and one of their entities that we'll be doing this coming year, and it'll be for aging out foster youth. We'll have 5 rooms, 5 houses or apartments, and 10 rooms for those kids that would be homeless if we didn't have those areas. We started about 2 years ago with a grant from Boeing, an employment program for veterans, and that became the Mesa Veterans Resource Center. So we walk alongside veterans and we provide resources to help them thrive. So again, it's navigation, it's one-on-one, and we make sure that they are aware of all the programs out there that can help them. And then we also, because of the job aspect of it, we give them personal assistance with employment and soft skills, training and resume building. We have had 130 veterans find jobs paying an average of $20 an hour. And that was our goal, was to get veterans jobs at livable wages. And we wanted it to be 15 plus an hour. So we're really excited about that. Some other services, we've given away a few cars through there. We provide bus passes. We have AA and NA meetings. We help homeless veterans and veterans that are suffering from mental health issues and get them connected to the services that they need. So we partner with all of the other agencies that do these things, and we just make sure that these people have somebody to connect them. So a program that's it started the year before I came, so it's been about 7 years, was 12 books. And it really started because the city of Mesa had joined a program that is a state program, and they said that the city of Mesa would, John, help me, what's it called? Read on Mesa, sorry. That they would do Read on Mesa, and they wanted our help to really fulfill that mission. So we did, and we came up with a program called 12 Books. We distribute books to kids kindergarten through 3rd grade, and we know all of our programs have choice, and so the kids are able to pick out books that interest them so that they are more likely to read them. We started a program just this year, especially with the virtual needs, of tutoring students that are falling behind, and we do it virtually. We have reading time, and that's been kind of a fun program, and that will be really, I think, more available to the general public in January, so we're excited about that. We partner with other programs and agencies to provide volunteers and books, and during the summer, our Mesa Youth Unite program, which is a fabulous program of Americorps members that help our nonprofit partners in their summer programming. And so we not only do tutoring in that, but we've also provided food boxes or food bags for children that normally would be getting food from Arizona Brain Food, but because it's summertime, they don't. And we are trying to make up that gap. One of our less sexy but super powerful programs is VITA. So VITA is a group of, we have close to 200 volunteers that volunteer their time. They are trained to become income tax semi-experts, and we make sure that everybody that comes in that is a moderate to low income receive all the tax benefits that they're entitled to. We can also work on back taxes to get people with the current with the IRS. We can revise taxes if they were done incorrectly. And we give people peace of mind knowing that they are working with someone they can trust. We have a lot of people that come in and say, hey, I paid somebody to do my taxes and then they didn't do them, but they took my money, or they put the money in their own account. It's kind of sad how frequently that happens, but we're pleased that Don Jensen and his team is there to take care of all these individuals. And our last program is Americorps. It's really, we are just one of hundreds of Americorps sites that oversee these Americorps members. Americorps is like the Peace Corps, but in the United States. And so these members are paid a small stipend and an educational credit to work with nonprofit partners that focus on veterans issues and homelessness. And their goal is to improve community while learning new skills for future employment. So we have a lot of our Americorps members that are with other nonprofits, and they have to pick up half of their stipend, and then the grant that we have picks up the other half. It provides valuable training to people that are looking to enter the workforce or maybe trying to retool to re-enter the workforce. And then one of the benefits is this educational credit that if you're young, you can use for your own education. And if you're older, you can give it to your grandchildren for their education. So some of our most pressing problems in the East Valley, we had a survey that we put out last year during campaign, and we asked people what they thought the most pressing issues were. And these are the 3 issues: drug addiction, homelessness, and mental health issues were the top 3 of that survey. So our focus was going to be on those things, and then COVID hit. And so it's made all of those issues plus everything else a little bit more critical. And as you all know, we're experiencing uncertainty. We have a higher unemployment rate. We have evictions, and if they're not being evicted now, because there are some stays on evictions and there's some money out there, we're worried that in the future, if this continues, that there'll be more evictions. There is a whole lot of stress that people are experiencing. Even if you have your job, I think that we're all just a little extra stressed out, and a lot of people have lost their insurance and healthcare benefits. So what we did in response to COVID-19 is we started raising money. And so we have raised $300,000 through grants and individual donations and different events, virtual events, to allocate to our nonprofit partners. And we're working on that currently. We've given some out already, and we are working through the grant process. And we also received a grant for $115,000 that helps with emergency hotel stays for people that are homeless or families at risk of infection. So on the right, you can see some of the things that we have done in health, maintain drug abuse and prevention through the Mesa Veterans Resource Center. We have ongoing teen suicide prevention programming through Americorps, and we're working on some grants for more of that. In education, we started our virtual reading tutors for kindergarten through 3rd grade students. We focused that originally on foster care because we had all those relationships through Helen's Hope Chest, and we will open it up to other students as we grow that program. We distributed free books to 250 Title I and homeless students to prevent learning loss over the summer. And we did that at food distributions and with the help of the fire and police departments. And we have provided critical PPE to our partner agencies. And again, we have had the emergency hotel stays and rental assistance to help families in crisis. So that's really what we've been working on during this really difficult time. This is what we did last year through the money that comes through United Way. Some of it comes in directly into our Mesa Unites Fund, and some of it goes directly to other agencies. So we allocated $360,173 to nonprofit partners, including grants and those designations that come from individuals that choose who the money goes to. If they don't put it in our fund, they can choose to give it to another. So we provided over 3,000 adults and children with emergency shelter, and 17,000 children received almost 40 hours of tutoring. Over 7 million meals were delivered to Mesa families in need through our different partners and partnerships. Over 1,000 people, adults and caretakers that are mentally disabled, received support. And over 1,000 homebound seniors received almost 100,000 delivered meals. So that's very powerful. So you probably are asking, so how does this work? How does Mesa United Way get money, and what's the purpose? Well, Mesa United Way is one of the few agencies that, although we have some programs, we support all of the nonprofits in the Maricopa County and really in the nation. If you have an agency that you like somewhere else, you're welcome to do that. So we do that through workplace campaigns, and we ask individuals to donate a small portion of their paycheck. Average gift is about $5 a paycheck, which comes out to between $120 and $130 a year, depending on if you get paid 24 or 26 times a year. So we do most of our fundraising through that. We apply for public and private grants. We do have private donors that support Mesa United Way. We encourage people to give to the tax credits. We use tons of volunteers, and we use lots of gifts in kind, especially at Helen's Hope Chest and the Veterans Center, and 12 books. Most of the books we give out are gently used books that are cleaned by volunteers. And most importantly is you, because you're going to be the voice of United Way in your workplace. So the Mesa Unites Fund is that money that is not designated to another agency. And you probably wonder, why would I give it to United Way over another agency? Well, if you don't have an agency that you love, then we will make sure that the people that receive the money have measurable outcomes and they're accountable for what they said they were going to do. If you have an agency that you love, we recommend that you support them. And 100% of the donations that come to Mesa United Way go out to those agencies. We don't remove any percentage for processing. So I think that's a really powerful thing. We do our very best to support all of our nonprofit partners to make sure that they get the funding that they need to survive as well. So how can you help? Give generously to Mesa United Way and programs that matter to you, and encourage others that you work with to do the same. Volunteer your time and help make nonprofits run more efficiently. Advocate for those that are marginalized and don't have a voice. And please use the power of your tax credit to amplify your giving. This is the paper pledge form. We have this paper pledge form that you have access to online, and you can pay a little bit now with every pay period and make it $5 or $10 a pay period. You won't even notice it. Or you can pay with the credit card or check or the cash that's in your pocket. Or you can go online and do the same things on our online form. I'm gonna play this really quick video that explains tax credits. And then if anybody has any questions, we can jump into tax credit questions, because I know they're kind of confusing. So here you go. Awesome. Okay, really quickly, does anybody have any questions about tax credits right now? Think we're all good? I'm scrolling through. Looks good. All right. Fabulous. All right. So all of the things that are on this this PowerPoint are available online. So you don't have to remember it all. Just know that it will be available. So oftentimes I get people that say, you know, I really just can't give much. I mean, I have $5 in my pocket, and I guess I could give that, but it really doesn't matter. And this slide is to show you that it does matter. So I always talk about the power of collecting dollars and putting them together. But right here you can see $2.16 will feed families in poverty. And that's big. So if you gave $5, that's 2 families that you have fed. And if you give 120, that's 60 families that you've fed. So that's big. $3 for books, $9 for home delivered meals to a senior, $25 for a backpack full of school supplies or an outfit, and one night of shelter is $42. So if you gave $5 paycheck and you donated $120, that's 3 nights of shelter. And you probably don't think about that, and you probably not sure that you would give somebody $150 to shelter themselves, but you are able to do that with just a small donation. So our why, at the beginning I asked, you know, what's your why? Our why is we want to build a better future for those that come after us. And we want to give tangible hope to those in our community that have needs. And we want to be part of the solution. So again, I want you to think and maybe write down, what is your why? What's your company's why? What's your personal why? United, we fight for the health and education, financial stability of every person in our community. And we are asking you if you'll join our team. So that is the presentation and overview, if you will, of Mesa United Way. I'm going to stop sharing really quickly and see if anybody has any questions about any of the stuff that I talked about thus far. Everybody's good? I love good. All right. So I think my friend John, let me make sure, is, oh, look at that. You get to see all of my back screen. Is up next. So John, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. And I think I have made it available for you to share your screen.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're doing the campaign toolkit and the workplace giving page, or just the toolkit?
Just the toolkit for now, I think.
Okay. All right, so let me get my screen shared here. Can everybody see that? Next, I'm getting some head nods. All right, so we made this, the ECL workplace campaign toolkit. You guys disappeared on me. So this is where you can go to access all of the different materials to use to engage your team, to communicate our mission and your mission, and to learn more about, you know, mostly what Alicia just went over. So you can access that going to mesaunitedway.org/campaign toolkit, all lowercase, no special characters or anything. And it's pretty straightforward. Up here in the top left, we have training and general information. So we have the campaign guide, which I think we're going to go over here in a few minutes. We have a campaign flyer and our annual report that we just published. Just so you can see in a little more detail, most of that was included in Alicia's presentation. There's a little bit more about financials and some of our grant allocations. We also have the paper pledge form. If that's applicable to any of you, you can download that. I guess I should explain. You could just click these download buttons and it'll download into your computer's download folders, so you can print or share them digitally during your presentations. We have the campaign kickoff activities here. So we have this, the campaign presentation slides that Alicia just presented, and a few games, which I think maybe we can explore, you know, see which ones you might want to deploy in your presentations, and I think we might have time for one today. We have a few videos. We put out a campaign video that is kind of like a really brief version of what Alicia just did. We have videos of each of our programs, so it's you know, maybe a little more user-friendly. It's I think 1 minute 10 seconds for each of our programs, and then the tax credit video. And as we're recording this, I'll put that here in the ECL training. So if there's anything you missed, we can always go back to it. We also have email templates, which we're super excited about this year. So these are templates that you can use for your communications with your team. So we have the introduction email, which basically just announces to your team kind of what a Mesa United Way campaign is if you haven't done one before. We have some follow-up emails with some great new information with access to all of the different videos and things like that. And then kind of a follow-up thank you towards the end of your campaign. We also have some posters, so we have a giving thermometer, so you can kind of track visually where you're at and your campaign goal, and a few other posters that just kind of get people in the giving mood. If they're, you know, if you're at the office, you can post them around the wall, or you can include them in emails. Here we have a little sample timeline of how most campaigns run. Again, kind of everything you guys know already. So get this out of the way. So the training, the planning, kickoff, running your campaign, and basically just kind of reminders. Again, you can access this at any time. And this won't really apply to you guys, but if anybody doesn't know who their United Way representative is or is not currently signed up to run a campaign, they can fill out this information and to get in touch with Alicia. And that's pretty much the toolkit. Does anybody have any questions? Straightforward, cool, thank you.
Thanks, John. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that, just because it's pretty robust. We think that we've given you enough information to kind of make it helpful without you having to like kill too many brain cells when you're already overwhelmed with just the change of everyday work life. So really want to put a thank you out to John for making my dream a reality, and Grace for creating all of our videos and making sure that all the games that I found or came up with were created. So we're excited about that. We're just gonna move quickly through the next little bit because I know you guys are probably sick of hearing from me or seeing me. So everything you need to know to be a successful campaign leader. So John already, hang on. It was doing what I wanted to do, yeah. This is on our website, the tools that John showed you. So we've created this new toolkit. These are the page numbers of what you might want. We've gone over a lot of these things about you need a committed CEO. You want to make sure you have group meetings, probably Zoom this year. You want to be committed and you want to have a team that's committed. It's always nice if you have more than yourself to get people excited. Make sure you have a plan and a structure, that you have committed leadership and management. So this kind of just talks you through that whole thing. Thank and recognize, and then engage throughout the year. There's ways to volunteer. I think on the campaign page, the toolkit, we'll put a list of virtual volunteer opportunities with us and possibly with some of our partner agencies, so that if you are interested in volunteering, you can do that. This just gives you information. I'm not going to go over it because I already did on all of our programs, so that you have that when you talk to people about the campaign. This talks a little bit about running a virtual campaign and how to do that. So I think that is well worth looking at. Right here is the links to all of the videos, the small 1-minute videos on our programs, as well as our main campaign video and the tax credit video. So take a look at that. These are some of the games. There's actually 5 games. These are the ones that we put in that little spot. These are the games. So we have a bingo game, trivia game, Can You Hear Me Now, Making Choices, and a homeless board game. And these are basically the instructions for each of the games. And then here is the United Way bingo. This is the trivia that we just played with all of the answers. Can You Hear Me Now is kind of like Pictionary, except for one person explains the picture and the rest of the people draw the picture. So that's kind of interesting. Making Choices is a game we've had for a long time. You use a little packet of Smarties. There's 15 Smarties in a packet. That fills up your candy bank here. And then you have to, the instructions are right here, just so you know. But then you have to go through and you have to divide your candy bank into the type of housing, healthcare, food, transportation, laundry facilities, groceries and clothing, technology, and just spending money. And then you allocate your money on the board, and you have to have something in each one of these categories. And then something happens, and you'll find that it's really hard to get what you want. Then something happens and somebody breaks their arm, and so they have to take off so many candies if they don't have insurance. And then somebody loses a job and you have to take off more candies. And so you'll see what the people that all of us, all of the agencies that we work with are dealing with, that it's really hard. And when one little thing happens, it kind of is a trickle down problem. And then this is a little bit like a Monopoly game. You have to have dice, and then people can roll around and play this game and kind of see how they go. So those are 5 games that we put on there. We encourage oftentimes a new hire program. So if you want to talk to your HR to put information in new hiring packets, because people always leave and then they don't fulfill their campaign pledge. And so it's important that we kind of keep that level if we can. And it's important that we give people an opportunity to give. I think that the beauty of a United Way campaign is it offers a very easy, almost painless way for people to give, not only to United Way, but to other agencies in our city and in our state. And so if we offer that as a company and we just say, you know what, our company believes in philanthropy and helping out our community, and we support United Way and a workplace giving campaign, and we would like to know if you would like to join us this year. So this kind of just talks about, you know, talking to HR and making sure they're okay with it, and getting your pledge forms and your flyers. And so, and then here, this is an interesting thing. So 100% of your donations to Mesa United Way goes directly to support local programs in Mesa and surrounding areas. If you direct your gift to United Way partner agencies or other nonprofit, 100% of your donation is directed to that organization. Donations not directed to another nonprofit are used wherever they are needed most in the community to support health, education, and financial stability throughout the United Way programs and partner agencies. And then there's our main video that you can share. And then we have some customizable letters that you can send out to, you can put in the packet. So you can just put, you know, their name and your company and welcome them. It comes from the president or CEO. You can change that. These are all, you know, just ideas for you to use. And then continuous giving is if for whatever reason you can't do a new campaign this year, we can print forms that show what people gave last year, and they can choose to continue that same gift and the same designation, or they can change that and just sign the form. If you're one of those people that are still going to be using paper, that works. It's a little harder digitally, but we can send you the whole file and you can print it or email it out or break it down however you want. But in some cases, that's going to be helpful this year with some companies not being in person. And then here is a sample email to send out saying this is what we're going to do. And then again, we have just more sample letters, thank you letters, a letter from your CEO to the employees, a letter from our CEO to the employees. So we hope that this is not just overwhelming, but is a lot of information that you can refer back to. It'll be online. So if you have any questions, you can always, like I said, kind of refer back to that toolkit and answer some of those questions, or you can always reach out to me or Nadia. Sandy is also helping us with campaign this year. She's not on this call because she had an appointment that she had set up quite a while ago and couldn't move. So this is a really quick timeline that we created. It's just a super quick timeline of the one that is on the website that John created on our website. So it just talks about ECL training. Yay, you're all here. You're all understanding a little bit more about United Way and how we work and why we work. And then you really want to design your campaign. You want to do some planning. You want to gather support. You want to decide kind of, what months are we going to do this? When's the beginning and the end? A really good rule of thumb is 2 weeks of full, like campaign time, and maybe a few days before for kind of like, hey, get ready for, it's United Way time. We're getting ready for a campaign. It's going to start Monday. And then after you close out the campaign, sending out some thank yous, and we can give you some stats on, what your donations have provided. So you can just reach out to us and let us know, and we're happy to get those to you. You want to make sure you plan a campaign kickoff, whether it's Zoom or in person or however you feel best fits your company. Kind of some plan some events, and competitions that will get people involved and excited. Then you do your kickoff, and it's important that you get senior leadership, your CEO or president or somebody on that level to talk about why they support United Way and why you're doing this. Do a presentation if you can. We are happy to come and present. We can do 5 minutes or we can do 20 minutes. It really is up to you. And we're happy to bring people along to share their messages as well. Plan some activities for your kickoff, which are always fun. And then during your campaign, while you're running it, maintain constant communication with people. Send out emails, every few days, just saying, we gave you all those templates and you're welcome to use them and make them your own. Hold kind of events if you can, whether they're virtual events or just safely done events, competitions between divisions, or you could do drawing competitions or games. I know that Schmidt-Westergaard has had some really fun ones, and so has Udall-Shumway. One time, Udall-Shumway did like a dartboard where you paid for a dart, and then there were things in the balloons if you hit the balloons, so maybe movie tickets or the best parking spot or Jeans Day, so that was kind of fun. And provide updates as you go through your campaign. And then in the end, just make sure that you tell people that the deadline's coming up. You celebrate the team's success and let them know how much you've raised and what that means. And then always thank the donors. This is a form that we can send to you. This gives you your 5-year giving history. This is United Way, our office's 5-year giving history. So you can see here that the employees last year donated a little over $20,000 to United Way. We had some special events that raised some money. So our total was $23,400. We have 21 employees that donated, and we really only have about, currently we have 25 part-time and full-time employees. And then the average employee gift was $662. We use the tax credits not a lot. It's not that we make a ton of money, but we all understand tax credits, so we all give to the tax credits, as well as to other things. So it kind of is the power of the tax credit. This is per capita gift, so that's the division between, the average gift and the number of givers, and then the participation rate. So what I recommend is that you look at some of these things and you think, could I increase the average employee gift? Could we increase the per capita gift? Or could we increase the participation rate? I recommend the participation rate is, I think, the easiest, because you're not asking, especially in this really difficult time. Historically, during downturns like we're going through now, people are generous. And so more people tend to give, but they give smaller gifts because maybe they're struggling a little bit too, but they're grateful that they have what they have, and they want to make sure that other people are taken care of. So we find that giving doesn't necessarily go down, it just changes. So instead of your average gift being quite large, it might be smaller, but you'll have more people that are willing to donate because they understand that there are a lot of people in need. So kind of figure out what you want to work on through your campaign, what number you think you can increase, and then make that a goal, and let your folks that you're working with and your coworkers know what your goal is, and then keep them updated on that goal. Okay, so I'm going to take some questions, but I'm going to give you this. Take a screenshot of it if you want. It's my contact information, Nadia's and Sandy's, so you can reach out to us if you have any questions. And just a short little reminder, united we fight and united we win. So let's live united. So now we have, hey, we're doing pretty good here. I said between an hour and 15 minutes. We've been going for an hour and 10, so we're almost done. Is there any questions before we pop off this call? I don't see anything in the chat box. Is there anything that anybody wants to ask of us before we boot off?
I don't have a question, but I will tell you that the toolkit looks really, really Wonderful. Very, very helpful. I'm looking forward to diving into that a little more. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, we were really excited about that. It was kind of a labor of love, and John made it all happen. So we appreciate his skill and talent and grace. So thank you. Hopefully you guys will be able to use those tools. They're, like we said, they're right on our website. There's a tab at the top of the website that, you know, talks about workplace campaign. So if you can't remember, just go to our website and go to the tab and then drop down. There's a giving page on there that you can use for your company if you want. If you would like us to create a co-branded page that has your logo on it, so it'll say House of Refuge or Save the Family or Schmidt Westergaard or the Chamber, if you want your logo on it, we will create a page. We'll need a couple weeks before your campaign so that John has time to not have a panic attack. So if you want us to do that, if you'll let us know, we'll create that page, and then you can just send that link out to your individuals. I will tell you that the link, not being in person, does make a difference, and so you will really need to follow up with emails and games and things, because we get so many emails in a day, like, I don't know, sometimes 90 or 100 emails in a day, right? So you're just like delete, 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 delete. So you need to kind of keep that top of mind and then remind people that it's the last chance to do that giving. We can shut down your link at the end of, you know, whatever your campaign period is, or if you'd like us to leave it up a little longer, or possibly reactivate it if you want to push tax credits or anything like that at the end of the year. We could, you know, possibly reactivate that site for a short period of time and say, hey, it's tax credit time, would you like to give? We could do that before the end of the year, and we could also do it sometime in the spring, because tax credits, I don't know if, I'm sure most of you know this, but you can give to tax credits all the way to the 15th of April or whatever the tax deadline date is. Sometimes if it's on the weekend, it changes. And so we could do another push maybe in February or March about tax credits if you want to do that. It's up to you and what you think that you want to do. But it's just a tool. So again, we're happy to bring paper pledge forms by if that works best for you. Some people like them. We're happy to print the rollover forms from last year if that makes your job easier, and then you can give new forms to new people or people that didn't give last year. Or the online tool is a great tool that we've created. So whatever works best for you, we're happy to do. So we are here for you in whatever way you want. So let us know what it is that you need. If you want to work with a partner agency and you don't know how to connect with them, let us know that too. We're happy to connect with our fabulous partner agencies for volunteer opportunities or whatever questions you need answered. So again, thank you all for attending today. I know we're all very busy. It is 11:14. I have kept my promise, and I love you all.
Thank you very much. It's great information.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope that you guys have a fabulous day, and we'll be in contact, and don't be shy to be in contact with us.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks so
welcome.
much, Alicia.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Bye, Linda.
Bye.
Bye.